For me, writing has always been a sort of solace. If I'm feeling overwhelmed by my thoughts, I write to get them out and organize them. I have countless Word documents on my computer from over the years of just times when I've just needed to vent. I've just needed to get something out off my chest. And usually when this happens, I'm not in the best mood. I'm in a bad state, I'm sad, and so a lot of the writing that I have on my computer is quite sad. And I was reading through a lot of it the other day, and some of it, honestly, is just downright scary, even for me, the person who wrote it. And it's those documents that remind me of just how very real depression is. I make an effort to write when I'm in a good mood, too. I write to myself so that I can read it later once I've fallen back into a state of depression, so that I can read my own happy thoughts as a reminder that I've been there before and I can get there again. And I think for me, that's probably one of the best methods that I have for fighting these feelings off, because I know personally, if I'm depressed, I honestly can't remember what it feels like to be happy. I forget that I've been happy before. I honestly believe like I've been like this forever. That's how I feel in those moments. I feel like that's the only state of mind I've ever been in, and it's the only state of mind I will ever be in. And if somebody from the outside is telling me, it gets better, you'll be fine, it just makes me more angry, because all I can think in those moments is, yeah, that's you. You might feel better later. You can remember what it's like to be happy. Yeah, that's you. That's not me. And I get so delusional when I'm depressed that there is no convincing me, at least not from a third party. But I found that if I read my own words, there's just no denying it. So when I'm in a good mood, I try to write about it. I try to write to myself and say, hey, look how good you're feeling right now. Look how you're doing. Like, everything is sunshine and rainbows. And, I read it when I'm depressed, and sometimes I don't believe it. I'm like, yeah, well, I felt like that before, but I'm never going to feel that way again. But in the back of my mind, there's always that thought that, no, you know what, that was me. Those were my thoughts. And if I've been there before, after I've been in a state like this, then it will happen again. I will climb out of this. And that is honestly one of the only things that gives me any kind of hope when I'm feeling like that. I get that it can be exhausting not only to suffer from depression, but to also have to care for someone who does. Somebody who doesn't seem to respond to your attempts to help. Somebody that is just, they feel helpless. It makes you feel helpless because they don't respond to anything that you're trying to do, and it's exhausting because all you want is for that person to be happy. They think that everyone's against them, and they think that they're useless, and they think that nobody wants to be around them, and they think that the only reason people are, if they are, is because they feel bad for them, and they feel guilty, and they feel responsible. When I'm depressed, I hate myself, and I can't even imagine how anyone could feel any differently. I forget that people are there with me because they want to be. I forget that people are there with me because of the non-depressed me. They remember the real me that's hiding somewhere underneath this blanket of depression that sometimes is all too consuming. They remember that person, and they want to help fight to get her back. And that's why they're there. And I don't realize that. All I can think about is how much they must hate me. And I don't want to make anyone feel that they need to take care of me. And it's a pretty vicious cycle feeling that way. Because on one hand, I want somebody there with me. I want to know that I'm not alone. But on the other hand, I don't want anyone around because I don't want anyone subjected to my negativity, and I don't want anyone I don't want to have to explain myself to anyone. I want to just fucking cry, and I want to feel bad for myself, and I want to ignore everything else in the world and just live in my fucking miserable bubble, because it's really all I feel like I can do. These are the thoughts that are going through my mind. I'm a piece of shit. Nobody wants me around. Everyone hates me. They want to have their own life without me in it. When I'm in a better state of mind, I feel bad for myself, and for the fact that I can't realize how much people actually love me. I still believe that people resent me, at least a little bit, and at least sometimes. But then I think, no, I don't think anyone really resents the person that's projecting these feelings. I resent the depression. I resent the schizophrenia. I resent the bipolar disorder, the borderline personality disorder, the whatever the fuck it is. I resent that. I think everyone resents the thing that's making the person be that person, because they're not that person. This isn't who you are. This is a state that you're in. This is something that can be dealt with. You feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You feel totally useless and helpless and hopeless and worthless. Like you're not even here anymore. You feel like you've already died. And on top of that, you genuinely believe that nobody actually wants you around. You think that you're taking away their fun. You think that you're taking away all of the happy feelings that they could be feeling, and that they can't be feeling because they're busy feeling your sadness with you. But they can always leave. They can walk away. If they don't want to be there for you, then they don't have to be there for you. Look at the people in your life right now. I don't care if it's your parents or if it's your friends or if it's somebody walking down the street, because they want you to be okay. There's always going to be people that just don't get it, that just brush you off, that just accuse you of, the worst thing is when people accuse you of making shit up. Nobody wants to see you sad, but it's okay that you are. And people can help you get out of that sadness. Whether it's therapy, whether it's binge watching a TV show and pigging out on Ben and Jerry's with your friend. You don't have to say a word. Whether it's medication, whether it's going for a run, or it's reading a book and just forgetting about yourself for an hour or two, or whether it's feeling everything that you're feeling, all of those terrible emotions. Let them consume you for a bit. Feel shitty. Feel terrible. Feel awful. Just feel everything and then let yourself become numb to it, and then take a deep breath. Cry yourself to sleep. And then get up in the morning and read your happy thoughts. And try to picture yourself at the moment you wrote it. And try to remember how great you felt. The same person that wrote those happy things is the same person that's feeling shitty right now. And let me tell you, because I've been there so many times, it's a cycle for me. You were happy, and you can be happy again. Don't give up, even if it's all you want to do. Don't give up, because even if you cannot see a future for yourself right now, you still have one, and you can figure out what it is. Just don't give up.